to Similarly Different. Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Similarly Different. Today we are going blast from my past that 97 or 99.9% of people don't even have any idea of. And it's because I'm going to be with somebody that I've known since she was 16 years old. You may know her, you may not. You probably for sure, there's no way you haven't heard her. And she's actually, if I'm not mistaken, our first musical artist on the podcast.
Oh my God.
Yes, I have none other than international sensation, Mexican, global Latin, international pop star, Sofia Reyes.
I'm gonna blush. I'm blushing. I got hot. I'm so happy to be here, and I'm so happy to see you. I'm so happy to be here in your amazing podcast. It's been so long. It's been 13 years?
Yeah, te conozco que eres pequeñita bebecita.
That's insane. For me, it feels like a full circle.
It is.
If I'm honest with you. It's crazy to reconnect with people that you've met for so long. And then we worked on my first song, my first single, which is now Forever, together. And it's the beginning of my project as a solo artist. And being here with you is just crazy. It is really crazy.
Yeah. It's so crazy because when I met Sofia, she had just came with Paloma and Charlie, which they're going to be in an episode later on in the season. And I think all of us in our own way were such babies. You literally, because you were a
16
baby.
or 17, right?
Yeah.
I think I was 17. How old were you? 20?
No.
¿No?
Bueno, no. 16, 17. ¿Cuántos años tienes ahorita?
29.
30, 31, 32. ¿Cuántos años tengo? 33, 4. So, yeah, I was, if you were 16,
21.
17, 18, 19, 20. I was 20.
No, that's insane.
Yeah, I was 20 years old.
And I used to see you and Charlie and Paloma like these older people.
In my defense, I used to get asked a lot if I was in my 30s. I think just from handling such a company and a lot of things and trying to fake it till you make it type of situation.
Yeah.
But I was definitely faking it till we made it because I did not know half of the things I was doing. I just knew I was creative.
Yeah.
And I always say, I actually said this in the first season, creativity and really honing into your creativity will get you so far.
I'm in.
Because you just have to trust in it.
Of
but
course. That's
we
it.
met you there. We did a lot of fun things, a lot of fun projects. And then I went on my self-discovery in career, in self, in womanhood, in life. And so did you.
And so did I.
And now we're here. You're about to be 30.
Craziness.
Are you scared?
Mixed feelings. I'm so excited right now.
Okay.
So excited. It's kind of like a griefy also journey of saying bye to my 20s, forever. This is it. I still have 4 months to go. And I'm enjoying really every second of my 20s.
Pero pregunta, did you, when you were 27, 28 and you were looking towards your 30s, did you also look exciting into your 30s? Because when I was 27, 28, I cried every birthday. I think it took my 29th to be I think I'm excited.
I've always cried. Since I'm 12, I've always cried.
On your birthday?
I have this Peter Pan situation in me. I remember I have this aunt and she told me once you're 13, you're not a kid anymore. You're going to be a teen, right? 13, 14. Yeah. And I remember I didn't want to be 13. I really wanted to be a kid forever, And so my birthdays have always come with certain type of melancholia for some reason. And I feel I'm really working through that because I'm excited for the 30s. And it's a new stage in my life. And I've been in this existential, crazy journey for the past maybe 2-3 years. And I think the best is yet to come. I just feel it.
I feel as women, obviously, we evolve. We're forever discovering yourself. Yeah, right.
Ideally.
Just right. But I think that you, which I could be wrong and you can correct me, but I feel your artistry has evolved and changed visually and sonically as you have as a person. Where I feel a lot of artists, female artists, could change based on the trend or based off this facade of what the vibe is going to be for the next single or the next album. And they're still the same person.
Yeah.
And you may never meet that person.
Yeah.
But I think you're very much, this is who I am today. And it's going to show in my music. It's going to show in how I dress. It's going to show in how I do my makeup, my hair. You've played with pelucas, with wigs. You've done, the really clean, subtle girl. You've made extremes. You've played with music, with sounds, and
Yes.
I feel like, do you think this is you in your essence right now?
Definitely, yes. It's been, again, as I was saying, like a journey, and I feel like the beauty of evolving and changing, I think it's so important, and that coherence, right? Like I feel naturally where you're at in your personal journey, naturally is gonna take you to what is it that I wanna say in my music. Am I feeling like I wanna do something more soft or more like party-like, or do I wanna do something, I don't know, I want to explore this type of sounds and this type of genre and I feel like the most important for me in this journey and where I'm at right now is coherence and just authenticity and like honesty. And I feel like if you don't try so hard, it just comes natural. You know what I mean? It's like if I go to the studio and I'm living this personal journey right now and I'm interested in these topics, in this like TV shows and these podcasts, and my favorite plan is to do this and that, naturally I'm gonna want to talk about it in my music.
Yeah.
You know? And so, and of course, as an artist and in this industry and everything, it comes to places where you're like, but I'm supposed to do this and that because I used to do this and that, and maybe this song worked, so I should be. But then it gets to a point where like, but it's not connecting to me, and it feels like I'm lying to myself, and I don't feel like fulfilled. You know?
At that point, then you're not being a true artist. You're being a robot.
Exactly.
You're being basically used as como un mecanismo
Sí.
rather than un ser.
Total.
And
Total.
like your true creativity is going to come through you being a ser.
Total. And I feel like there's all types of artists, ¿no? Y depende mucho la intención que uno quiera para su proyecto. Hay artistas que son como yo soy esta persona and I'm maybe more like close and more shy and whatever, but when I'm on stage and my music is very like, rah, you know? And that's beautiful too. I feel like for me, como que es importante esta parte humana y como que sea lo más honesto posible. And that also is a journey, especially when you've been in this, in my case, I've been in this industry for so long, and I started very young.
In a girl group?
In a girl group. Before moving to LA, I started doing music, way back before. I was in a girl group. And in that girl group, actually, they would tell us what to sing, who would sing what part, how to dance, how to move, how to do your hair. My full name is Úrsula Sofia Reyes Piñeiro. I've always identified myself with Sofia more. In the group, I was Ursula. So it's all these things that create a certain character, and I understand it. But for me, growing up, I've realized that I don't necessarily see it as a character. It's like, this is me and this is my music, and I hope it brings something positive to the world, That's where I'm at right now.
And I think that's what makes longevity, though. Because if you're playing a mask, if you're playing a character, at one point you're going to hate the character.
For sure. And you can't, like, that character, o sea, no sé si ese personaje puede estar sostenido por tanto tiempo. You know what I mean?
Tiene una edad. It has a time, it has an age, and it's going to age not well.
I think, and I hope I do music for the rest of my life, and I know that I'm doing certain type of music that I connect with right now, and then maybe tomorrow I'm gonna do something else, and then maybe in 2 years I'm gonna be doing something else, and that is so exciting for me. Is
there any like song that you've done in the past that you're like,
oh, for sure, for sure?
¿Qué salió?
Sí, I don't know if I should say names, pero una tiene el nombre de una estrellita, no voy a decir nombres.
Management in the back,
que
like,
yo digo, Jesucristo Redentor. Pero also, songs that maybe I used to connect with when I was like 17, 18, whatever. And now I'm like, that's not me at all anymore.
No, I think that's every artist, though. Like, I've seen so many interviews in the past that Justin Bieber hates performing Baby. Christina Aguilera hates performing Genie in a Bottle.
Course.
It's always the one hit that really made them that they're like, stop playing and requesting that song.
I know. But it's funny because in my case, Un, Dos, Tres, which is the song that really, I would say, like, even like changed my life.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that song. That makes me so happy.
Yeah, it's such a fun song.
No, I love that song and I'm proud of it. And I'm happy that's the feeling I como que tengo towards it.
You don't have like trauma with it.
No.
Now, with like the self-discovery and me as an outsider looking and seeing that your self-discovery as a human and self-discovery as an artist kind of coexist, I was really surprised.
Really?
With
what?
one of your music videos that you released, and I was like, ay, mira, se nos está poniendo más adulta.
Más adulta y es una señora.
Oh my goodness. I remember that I actually saw Paloma around the time when that was about to come out, and I was like, I saw an article that came out, and she was like, sí, va a sacar un video. Yo le dije, pero está bien spicy para Sofía.
Estamos hablando de...
Ay, es que no
sabes. ¿Qué está pasando en este video?
Well, there's a lot of elements that I was like, I loved your take on this artistically and creatively, and also just like self, woman, and I don't know the song name. That makes me a horrible person.
No.
But I will figure it out which song it is. It's the one where you chose the co-star.
B?
The co-star to be. No, of course, that's the name of it. Duh. Yes. Hello. Okay. And
that's spicy.
I just thought it was spicy because for reference and context of background, por los que no saben, cuando yo conocí a Sofía, which is very important to have, a team that truly understands where they do and don't want to take the artist, and also aging the artist too quickly. And I remember that like we used to talk about this very much because at the time you were so young.
Yeah.
So obviously now looking at it now, you're about to be 30. You can be vocal about your curiosities or the way you even see things creatively, right?
Yeah.
And back then, I remember that she just photographed so beautifully, but it would instantly make her look older. And Paloma and Charlie were like, we cannot age her. We need to like, stretch this out as much as possible. And at times, I think we would get frustrated on the creative side, but we also understood it. And I understood it more the longer I was in the industry. And I think having that protection on your side is so important and so beautiful. But then when, again, as a consumer, as an audience member, as a fan, when I saw you step into like, not only am I going to come out with a song that is spicy and make people's head think, they haven't seen me in this way. And also, let's add a plot twist.
Es liberadorcísimo.
Sí, es súper liberador. Y también como mujer contra mujer, siempre quiere el entertainment, media, los fans, lo que sea, poner contra cada una.
En contra.
Sí. Y al final del día, listen, if you're happy and you're living your life and I don't care to have attachment to that person that served me at one point and doesn't serve my life at this point, there needs to be no beef.
I agree. I don't know if people are understanding what's going on.
So there was a song that came out last year or the year before that? Last year. And for those that don't know, Sofia dated somebody that's also in the music industry and comes from a very, very famous family, very talented family. And it didn't work out.
Yeah. Period.
It didn't work out.
Yeah.
X, Y, and Z, it didn't work out. She went on with her life. He went on with his life. And he went and had a partner.
Yeah.
And in any world, I can list a name of people that probably, if we were in the same room, they'd be like, why are they in the same room? From my exes, new partners.
Yeah.
And the reality is that people love to see women fight. People love to see competition against each other. But it doesn't.
I have a theory.
It doesn't.
Tengo una teoría.
What's a theory?
O sea, yo lo veo y lo hablaba con Charlie el otro día justo. Para mí es una trampa. You know?
It's like a
trap.
Yeah.
It's a trap. Porque yo creo que las mujeres tenemos tanto poder, tan hermoso, que es mucho más fácil querer tener a las mujeres como en competencia todo el tiempo. Y es un tema muy de sociedad, de toda la vida social, de generaciones y generaciones. Y para mí es una trampa. Porque ponernos en una situación en donde estemos tú y competencia y todo esto, trampa.
And what she's saying for those that don't understand Spanish is that she's saying that like putting women against each other is literally just a trap. It's a trap that society, entertainment, the culture has created, that it's more enticing, it's more entertaining, it's what it's supposed to be. But at the end of the day, if you have no connection to a partner, if there's no ill will, in layman's terms, who gives a fuck?
I agree.
I
agree.
Who gives a fuck about if you're dating this person? Who knows? Listen, you dated me. I'm a great woman. Of course you're dating her. She's probably a great woman too.
Amazing. No, she's amazing. And when I met her the first time, I'm like, she could be one of my closest friends for real.
Yeah.
Like, she's amazing. And then, of course, we're in the same industry, so we ran to each other many times. And with this video that talks about me liking a woman and all that, and like letting myself feel and explore and all that, she came to our minds, and we're like, it would be crazy if she's in the video, because I think that message is so powerful. And I genuinely think that once we shot the video, it was very, at least for me, and I can speak for me, it was very healing, They both came to the shoot and it was very healing.
You know, I think that when you keep things a secret or when you give power to other people, that's when it holds weight. When you release it and you take control of it, it holds no weight. So nobody has anything to be able to say at that point.
Yeah.
And I think the curiosity is what creates the weight and the power for others to hold. So I thought it was just beautiful. When I saw it, I was like,
oh, Sofia.
I was like, go girl.
Almost 30-year-old Sofia.
Yeah, in the most classy and like plot twist way. So I loved it. Yeah.
For sure. No, we had so much fun, and I love that she's in the video.
Yeah.
Like, for real, thank you. Steph, we love you.
And since then, you've been dating. We've talked about dating here and there.
Yeah, here and there.
Are you like in a dating phase now going into your 30s, or are you in like, I want to be by myself, I want to rediscover myself?
I'm in the middle of both.
Okay.
How funny. So last year, my relationship ended, a very, like, I would say long relationship. And so from last year to this year, I've been in my quiet. I don't want to like meet anybody right now.
Don't disturb me.
I want to focus, exactly. I want to focus on my career, on myself. I just moved into a new house, living by myself for the first time. I have 2 cats. Like, I don't know. I've been very focused. And maybe just recently I'm like open to meet people, you know? But it's something that it just, like, you just feel it. It's something just very genuine, I guess. And I'm open, but I'm in no rush whatsoever.
¿Haces las aplicaciones?
No rush. Nunca me han gustado. I used to use Raya quite a lot durante la pandemia. And right now, I just downloaded it, actually. It's so funny. 2 days ago. We'll see.
You know what it is with me and Raya? I told myself that I was not going to give $25 this year.
Me too. I'm like,
because you connect and nobody says anything. And if you say something, it's just like, hi, how are you? How are you? And I'm just like,
I don't hate that.
Yeah.
But I was just in Brazil, and like 3 days ago, I swear, I was having lunch with my friend, and she was telling she's gonna get married this year, and she's like, I met my future husband on Raya, and I'm like, that's crazy. And she's like, I'm so proud to tell this story because those stories actually happen. You never know. And I saw it like as a sign. It's not. I'm not saying that I'm looking to get married. Like, you know what I mean? No. Like, I'm in a rush, but I took it as a sign, and I'm like, okay, maybe I can start putting myself out there a little bit more, because I tend to be like so close. Like, I love being at home. No one talk to me. I love it so much. And
do you think your likes for a partner have changed?
For sure.
What's one thing that you liked before that you think has, you're like, I could do without?
I love narcissists.
No. I rebuke it in the name of Jesus.
Exactly. Without knowing, of course.
Yeah.
Pero mucho como que ese patrón.
Pero todavía te gusta? Are you claiming that into your life?
No.
Okay. No.
Thank God I've experienced that. So now I'm, more aware. Like,
Yeah.
But I like the adventurous, like free type of guy, like very spiritual, funny. I love to laugh. I think that's something that for me is so important, like to just like laugh day by day, I think that's so healing. But I feel like now one of my priorities is someone that really does, the inner work. That really does the inner work.
Yeah. I think because at first when you're in your 20s, you're just trying to have fun. If something happens, it happens. You como que whatever. But then you start figuring out as you get older, there's a lot
harder.
of mess.
Let me tell you. Are you with someone right now?
No.
Let's
I was just talking about Raya.
Let's get out. Let's.
You know what it is? I have a problem.
Party.
No, we should.
But which also parties right now. Sorry, I interrupted you big time.
No.
I don't enjoy them.
I don't
much anymore.
I love being at home, but I understand that like somebody's not gonna come knocking at my door. But I mean, I would like not the male guy necessarily, but it's like for me, I just como que okay, maybe you have this in your own thing. Obviously, I'm on social media, and people instantly have this perception of me que a veces como que I'm like, does it look like I have an OnlyFans? Porque instantly, como que they approach me with like, I would be down for anything and just like easily go.
Just fast.
Y yo soy tan despacio.
Sí, yo también
eso no es una palabra.
Sí, te gusta ir despacio. Me too.
Yeah.
And I've told myself the story of like, I'm just going to have fun and like, I'm a free soul and whatever. And I just cannot.
If I really like you, I don't think Well, everybody I've dated has been a friend first. That's been my pattern.
That happens to me.
So to like meet you and like you from just like, I have known nothing about you, I might find you attractive and I'll be like, oh, he's hot. And I might even fantasize the idea. Pero actually act on it, I'd be like, hey.
No, it's tough. Like, I had this one experience with Raya back in the day, years ago. And like, I dated this guy. We meet really for the first time, I think. Dangerous also, because he came to my house. That's
do not
guys,
recommend.
Do not do that. I don't know why. I was young and
young and dumb.
And so he came to my house. Very nice guy. Whatever. We're making drinks. Whatever. We ended up in my terrace, like cuddling, looking at the stars. Fell asleep. I'm that person, And I was like, why, And
ready for a murder scene.
Literally terrible. Don't do that. Don't. But I'm that person. Like, I sometimes tell myself a story of like, what if I go out and I meet someone there at the party? I've never met this person before, and then all of a sudden we start making out, and then maybe I don't see him ever again. I'm not that person. I don't have that story in my Como en mis books. I don't have it because I'm not that person. It is what it is. So the longer relationships, we get to,
I friend zone everyone, and then out of nowhere, I unfriend zone them. And that's a problem.
What do you mean about that?
The first step is admitting. I friend zone people because I don't like that most people come to me with this idea. Te conozco, yo sé cómo eres, like a little sexy here, a little sexy there, and I'm like, absolutely not. So instantly, I'm like, no, I'm gonna make you work for it. I'm gonna have you be my friend. And then
I love that.
Out of nowhere, one too many red wine glasses.
Okay.
I will go. Bloop. They won't even know, and I will jump on them. I know.
Sale como esta fiera dentro de ti.
And then they're like, wow, I never knew. But that's my problem because
that's
who
so
knows
funny.
that at that time they're even ready for a relationship, and now I just messed the whole situation up.
Yeah.
So I have now told myself, Yanina, go intentionally and don't be scared, because the reason why I friend zone is out of fear.
We're so scared.
It's so I'm like,
we're so scared to feel.
Yeah, so scared to feel, so scared of rejection. But then
so scared.
When I open up myself to people, I'm like, you're not there yet. What am
Yeah.
You have a lot to work on.
But then like life keeps going, and then I don't know, it's just crazy. Pero sí creo, o mi trip es como, es más difícil que te guste alguien ahorita que cuando estabas más joven. Se vuelve como...
The pool gets smaller.
And, sometimes I wonder, like, am I going to end up, with my 2 cats? Am I going to be that person?
No, you can't be a cat.
I hope not, pero no, I can't be.
No,
I mean,
I don't see cat
I am ish right now. I'm ish. But sometimes, no, you know what I mean? O sea, está cabrón.
When you're going into your 30s now, what do you think is one of the things that you're most excited to do as a person?
As a person.
Not as...
Because, of course, as like music, I'm so excited to create right now. So excited. As a person, honestly, to do more hobbies and activities que me hacen muy feliz. Todo lo que tiene que ver como arts and crafts o planes como nuevos que nunca he experimentado en mi vida, como ir a un lugar y bailar acá, o ir de viaje a tal, o ir como a la montaña, no sé qué, hacer un tipo de meditación o hacer... qué sé yo, o sea, hablando de que ir al curso de Joe Dispenza, ¿sabes? De que, I don't even know, como que me emociona mucho la vida y todo lo que tengo por descubrir y conocer, y a veces siento que no me da ni el tiempo de todo lo que hay por hacer y por vivir. Entonces, for me, eso y viajar más por el mundo. Quiero viajar mucho.
What's like a dream destination that you have?
It was Japan and I was just there in January. O sea, para mí eso fue muy fuerte. Me gustaría ir a la India. Me gustaría ir mucho a la India. No sé por qué también como Marruecos, no sé, muchos lugares.
Okay, I have a few questions for you.
We're gonna play. I'm ready.
Are you ready?
I love this case.
I got it at a baby shower. I don't even like strawberries like that, but I think it's so cute.
Let me tell you about strawberries. I'm just kidding.
Is there something good? ¿Te gusta?
I just saw... No, I'm not even gonna go there. I'm traumatized with strawberries right now.
Oh, no. Is it bad?
I mean, are we gonna talk about this?
Yes, I want to know. Now I'm curious. What is the tea on strawberries?
I saw
Are they
this
dirty?
video where you put like water and salt.
Oh, yes. And
Did you
all the
see
things
it?
come
All the things
out.
come out. It happens to all the berries.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do about it. They're not gonna kill you. They're not gonna do anything, to you. But I don't know if I can eat strawberries.
No, wait. Now I
Anymore.
need to show you something because this is disgusting.
Ay, no.
Look at this.
Ay, no. No puedo yo con esto. No me enseñes esto. Todo lo que tiene que ver con gusanos, lombrices, parásitos.
Yes.
I'm traumatized right now.
No, so let me tell you, last night at 11 p.m. at night, I'm scrolling through Instagram and I come across this parasite video that I sent to Courtney. Courtney did a parasite detox.
I want to do one. See,
it was how many days was it?
I'm in that journey because I feel like I'm in my IDGAF era.
And for those people that don't know what
IDGAF, I don't give a fuck era. Can we say fuck here?
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck era, IDGAF era. It's not coming from a place of like, I don't give a fuck. It doesn't come from that place or like rebellious or anything, but it comes from a place of like, whatever is not in my control,
let it go.
I let it go. Like, not letting myself be my full self because of what other people think of me, I let that go. It's like just living life with more ease. And more truly yourself. And that's where I'm at. Like heavy metal right now.
Yeah, it's definitely going into your 30s.
Yeah, for sure.
I always said when I was like,
were you in your IDGAF era and you're coming to your 30s?
But I think you get even more as you get older. Like 32 for me was really intense.
Super IDGAF.
Into 30s, it's like I'm waiting for the lights to switch because everybody says you're just not going to give a fuck anymore. Then I turned 30 and I was like, okay, I can flow.
Yeah.
I can start saying no. That's exciting.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's like that bounce that you're getting.
Yeah.
That bounce.
Yeah.
Is the IDGAF era bounce.
Yeah. Exactly. So it's like, I was like, okay, I like this. And then at 31, I think it was like, oh, wait, is this like me now fully? Or like, was that just like a vibe?
Like a moment.
An era. And 31 was that. And then 32 was like, no, sit in it, be comfortable in it, and be aware and assured of yourself.
I love that.
And then I was like, okay, and 32 and 33 has been that. And now I think that we still as humans can go like this of like, ooh.
Till maybe one day you don't have to say that you're in your IDGAF era.
It's just you.
It's just
exactly.
So, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this IDGAF era moment, process, journey is important.
Exactly.
To tell yourself like, blah.
Yeah. And it brings so much peace because you start doing things for yourself and not feel selfish about it. Because if you really care other people, you're not going to go and show up for them at 1%.
Yeah.
You're not going to go and extend yourself in ways that you literally cannot because you're going to be in a bad mood. You're going to be unhappy and the energy is just not going to be right there. Yeah, I think and then you're also going to start taking risks that you didn't take before. Sometimes I would get on myself and be like, ¿por qué no hice esto antes? It's okay. I'm doing it now. So that's all that matters. Exactly.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Okay, so in the IDGAF era, vamos a hacer ¿qué es IDGAF? Which means I still give a fuck.
Okay, IDGAF, I still give a fuck. That's it?
Well, give a fuck.
IDGAF.
No, bueno. Uno va a ser GAF, which is give a fuck, which means you still give a fuck.
Okay.
Or IDGA era, vas a decir. Okay? So I'm going to tell you. So an example is...
Mi cerebro de que papá. So IDGAF is I don't give a fuck. IDGAF, I do give. Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha. I'm ready.
Okay, so chart positions versus making music that you love.
Making music that I love.
Okay.
How do I say?
So you would say, yeah, just making music that you love. Okay.
Making music that I love.
Okay. IDGAF era or GAF, they following social media trends for promotion. You don't give a fuck about it, or you
like if I'm honest with you, I don't give a fuck about it.
But you understand
I understand that I should give a little bit of fuck about it.
A little bit.
To be smart about it, but in my soul, I don't give a fuck about it. That's the truth.
Being labeled as just a Latin artist.
I don't give a fuck about it. I feel like
I think people need to know
it's
an international. You're an international artist, though.
Yes, but like
in your roots, you're Latin, so you're
like
Yeah.
I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah.
Award show recognition.
Award show recognition. Again, if we go deep, in my soul, I don't give a fuck. But it would feel nice, you know, to one day win a Grammy, of course.
Okay. Working with certain producers should just get ahead, even if they're shitty people.
Oh, no. No time for that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, fuck.
Being compared to other female artists.
It's hard to answer with the IDGAF and GAF, you know? My brain goes like, meh. I wish that doesn't exist. You know? I wish it doesn't exist, but I don't know how the IDGAF, GAF.
Yeah, it's like that's a middle. I feel like it's a middle because you're like, how are you comparing and why do you have to compare and why can't we all just live?
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Okay. What about fashion criticism from the media?
I don't care.
Yeah.
No.
Being photographed without makeup. Esa niña tiene una piel.
I don't care.
Yeah, she shouldn't care.
I don't care.
But
I used to care so much. And then there's a point where you can control the pictures people take you.
Yeah.
And then, you know, when I was younger, I would like untag myself. And then at this point, I'm just like, nah, I don't care. I don't care.
What would you tell your 13-year-old self? Maybe now, you know, the person, or I don't think you were 13, you were in your 20s, but you were in such a big limelight and microscope. So what would you tell your younger self?
To just, I mean, again, it's part of the journey, right? But like to just be yourself, not like don't try to fit in, don't try to make other people happy or try to dress up and, you know, as like the industry or other people wanna see you.
I think a lot of the times too, we think that we give so much power to maybe a media outlet, a person, a group of people, when if we actually zoom out of it all, so little in the big scheme of things, but it's in that moment it feels so big. So even if it's cliche, it's remembering that it's only a moment.
Yeah.
It's never gonna live forever.
Yeah.
And who you are today is not gonna be the same person that you were 5 years ago. So it's not gonna be the same person you are 10 years from now.
Like, don't take it so seriously.
Yeah.
No.
And I think, I don't know for you, but I used to take myself so seriously.
Me too.
And I used to hate when people called me out on it. Like,
for sure.
Ay, Yanina, tan seria siempre, todo perfecto. And I was like, cállate. But it was true. Cállate. But I was like, but you're right.
No, for sure. And I come from a city where todo está muy observado como con un microscopio. You know, like people get together and they talk about this like other person and like that. It just happens a lot. Es un tema muy como social. Entonces you're always like so aware, even if you go to a coffee shop, how you're, you know, dressing and acting and, you know. I grew up very like that. And getting rid of that was a very long journey.
Yeah.
Very long journey. O sea,
¿Terapia?
Sí, claro.
Okay.
Viva la terapia.
Okay, living up to your family's expectations. ¿Te importa?
Bueno, yo creo que ¿me importa?
¿Te importa o no?
No. Creo que en mi casa he sido como muy disruptiva, you know, a muchas creencias familiares y tal, but I think it's a long life journey. Like, it keeps going, you know?
The pressure to always appear happy.
Oh, yes. I'm going through that so much because I tend to be the person that's always like, disculpa, ¿me podría por favor?
Like eggshells?
Eggshells, and I'm not that person anymore. I'm going to say it in the present, you know? I'm not that person anymore, and I'm really, you know, healing that part of me that tends to. It's literally, like, physically, it's this. You know, como un cangrejo. And I don't want to be a cangrejo anymore. So I'm really working on that. See, for sure.
I think it's also important to, and I think it comes with age when we realize that people are going to talk, whether I'm the nicest person, whether I'm rude to you, whether I'm skinny this week or fat next week.
Yeah.
They're always going to have something to say.
For sure. Entonces, uno tiene que soltar and do you. Easier said than done, of course.
Yeah,
it's
and it just takes practice.
And it takes practice and a lot of work. Especialmente también como cuando te pones, porque para mí, el otro día como que yo me estaba dando unas palmaditas a mí misma de decir, qué loco que yo me salí de mi casa, de mi ciudad, de mi país, me fui a otro país. Y la vulnerabilidad de seguir tu sueño y lo que eso requiere y el sacrificio que eso requiere y de ponerte en un escenario o en un lugar muy vulnerable de compartir como tu arte, tus sentimientos, lo que sea, y que la gente pueda decir sí, no,
Right. Like,
muy vulnerable. Eso es tan loco. O sea, yo decía de que, wow, qué fuerte, porque no es fácil.
And I think that's like a great reminder as a creative. And if you are listening and you're like, I have no idea what she just said.
Oh yeah, please.
No.
Translate for me.
No, she was just saying that, you know, she had a realization, an epiphany, if you want to call it, that she was like, wow, like I left the country, I went to another country, I went to another state.
I love that you're translating for me, but I speak English, you know?
No, you do. But like, I didn't want to cut you off because, you know, sometimes you're in such a moment that if you try to translate it, and she's like, oh, wait, now. And it doesn't come out as authentically.
Authentic.
Yeah.
So it's sorry, I interrupted you. Please.
No, you're good.
Stop saying sorry.
You know, that's actually a thing that I've had to work on. I was like, sorry.
Me too. But I'm
like, sometimes I'm just passionate. I'm Latina and I cut you off and I don't mean it. But anyways,
that's right.
What she was saying is that I think as creatives, obviously she's an artist in many ways, but as creatives on its own, to be able to, there was a quote that I saw, if you're able to pay your bills off your creativity, pat yourself on the back.
Oof.
And that was basically a roundup of what she said. Yeah. And
crazy.
And I think that a lot of the times we're like, we haven't gotten to this amount of followers, we haven't gotten to these accolades, we haven't gotten these awards, we haven't gotten these amount of streams, or I haven't gotten a lead role in a movie. I don't know, something as people aren't buying my clothes as much as I would want. I'm not in stores yet, but you're making your rent, whether it's your rent for your bedroom, whether it's your rent for your house, whether it's your car payment, you're able to pay a bill with your creativity. And there's so much risk in that, and vulnerability that it should be applauded.
Yeah.
And it should be reminded whenever, because we don't need bullies.
No.
Creatives, I feel, are the biggest bullies to themselves.
Yeah. We're the worst.
That's what I've had to work on myself, that I'm like,
Same.
I don't need family members, friends. Trust me. I've been there, done that, said it, and I'm trying to rewire it, trying to stop saying it, because a lot of the times it comes from other people, from insecurity, because it comes from our insecurity. So if it comes from our insecurity, you think it comes from their knowledge? Absolutely not.
No.
You know? So I think
nuestra propia inseguridad.
Yeah.
But we definitely talk to ourselves like we're the toughest, you know, like to ourselves.
So I think I love that you did that for yourself, and I think we need to do it more than not, because sometimes life can get really loud.
Yeah.
We forget. Yeah. I talked about this in another episode, how I have something in my notes.
In your notes.
Every month of the year. And every month, whenever I have a quiet moment, I'll go back to the note and I just add little things that made me smile. So like in January, I went to speak at Gap Inc.
Wow.
In February, I surprised my mom for her birthday for the whole weekend and didn't tell her anything. Beautiful. So it could be career, it could be self, it could be milestones that you wanted to do. It could be I lifted 265 pounds and maybe all I did was, you know, not lift anything before.
Yeah.
I went vegan for 30 whole days and that was my goal. Whatever it is, in whatever category it is, just make little reminders to remind yourself, like, I'm doing a good job.
I love it. I call that highlights, you know? Even the little things or the bigger things, it doesn't matter. But like, it started with me writing every night, maybe 1, maybe 3, 4 highlights of my day. And so that would make me think of like, okay, I want to look at my day. What made me smile, as you say? Write it down. And then it got to a point where like, I'm just living my day. And if I'm drinking a coffee, or if I'm having this conversation, or the sky looks great, or there's a flower, whatever it is, I'm like automatically in my brain like highlight, you know? And I think that is so important, you know, for us to remind ourselves that tenemos muchos regalos, there's so many gifts todos los días, y como que ayuda mucho a implementar también la gratitud y a ver las cosas desde este lugar, porque we're moving so fast and we forget and we just give everything for granted, and that really has changed my life, the highlight, you know, actividad, which is what you're telling me too.
Yeah, and I think there's other people that have written it and put it in a little jar, and at the end of the year you look at it, or whenever you're having a sad day you look at it. So there's different ways to do it, but I think it's really important. And I love that you're in like a feel good.
Oh yeah,
¿Cómo que se dice? IDGAF.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I love it. Well, I am so proud of you. I'm so thankful that you came and you made time. I love, obviously, all you guys, like family. My little Mexican family.
Mexican.
I've
and Venezuelan. She's Venezuelan too.
Oh, and
Venezuela.
Yes. And I hope you guys enjoyed this fun, light, funny. I mean, we found some murder mysteries stories. But
Yeah.
if you don't know, obviously, you have a song out right now. Se llama Con Guaro.
Guaro con ron.
Yeah.
Y tú con
Con
guaro.
Guaro con ron.
Guaro con ron with Alan Walker.
Yes.
And I love this song so much.
I can't wait to see everything else that you do. You are such a beautiful creative person. You're a beautiful soul. I love you so much. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure that you let us know that you watched the episode. And until next time, señorita.
Thank you. I love you. You're the best. Thank you, guys.
Okay. Bye.